Nation. Look at our guy. Our guy's got that bye-week glow from Western New York to Southern California. Josh Allen, welcome to Kyle Brandt's Basement. How you feeling, bud?
I'm feeling good. Thanks for having me back on. Yeah, it was a good week.
I bet it was. And now you get to rest. You get to do whatever you want. You get to swim. You get to walk on the beach. So, Josh, I want to start with the important stuff. We're looking at the Bills-Chiefs game. What does it feel like to leap over another grown man?
It's very similar to Ricky Bobby. You know, I'm in the air. This is not good. So it just kind of happens. It's like a split second deal that I've done a few times in my career now, and at some point, someone's going to catch on and try to flip me in the air. So got to be smart when I do it, and I try not to do it too often, but it seems like it comes out, once every year.
So you mentioned the split second thing. That was my question. For those of us who don't totally understand, when do you decide to do it? Is it the last minute? Is it when you see the tackler, or is it when you break the huddle? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, it literally it's a feel. I felt Mitch Morse was like in a position where he got a hand on him, so he was at a lower impact position. And I know previously, earlier in that drive, I actually met him a little higher. So I knew that I was going forward there. So I was like, I know next time I see this guy in the open field, he's going to try to go low. And then seeing body position, seeing where Mitch Morse was at, feeling the flow of the game, it all kind of comes into my thought process there. And it's a snap.
So you leap over him, you get the first down, you got the ball secure and everything, but be honest with me. You can just level with me. At some point, either in midair or when the play is over, is there part of you that's like, oh, dude, that was such a sick highlight?
Not in the moment.
Right.
Like, again, because we were in a 2-minute drive, and I was just like, we got to find a way to score here. We went on a touchdown. We had a field goal to tie it up, but at the end of the day, we wanted to win that game. So as I jumped over him, I got a huge bruise on my butt because I landed right on my butt and slid for a little bit. And there's a camera angle. I don't know if anybody's got it yet, but I mean, I made just straight eye contact at this camera angle, and I kind of want to see my own face because I think I didn't make any emotion at all. I just literally got up and just went back to the huddle. So again, just kind of being locked into the moment there and just trying to move forward.
All right, so we're going to find this camera for you, and I'm going to send it to you during the bye week. Is this like a TV camera, video camera, or one of those still cameras? What is it?
No, it was a guy. I don't know if it was like the NFL Films or the Paramount Plus people that do the behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, I mean, I looked straight in it, just kind of sat there for a split second. Got David Quesenberry, our right tackle, propped me up and just went right back to the huddle.
All right, so whoever the photographer is who has that picture of Josh looking right in there with his butt bruise before Quesenberry picks him up, tweet us. Josh wants to see it. I want to see it. We'll blow that thing up and make it big. Josh, I could do this whole interview just on the leap. I got so many leap questions. So we did the research. 33.5 vertical at the combine a few years back. I know you played some, can you dunk right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't like to because I'm heavy. So the impact on my knees and my joints isn't great. This is the first time I've ever leaped and landed and kept going because I usually I'm just all right, I'm just going to jump and then kind of fall down. But I was able to keep going there.
Well, a lot of us remember when you were a rookie and you leapt over Anthony Barr on the Vikings, and that was this moment where it was like, oh, damn, this dude from Wyoming can play. That was your first leap in the NFL, but was that your first football leap ever? Did you do it in high school or college?
I did it in junior college, and I did it in Wyoming once or twice. But I think junior college was the first time I ever did it.
Okay, well, we got to find that highlight because we need the junior college, and we have to just collect them all as part of an album. And I don't know if you've seen this. So you're in California, but back in Western New York, they're going crazy with this. There's this street in Buffalo called Hertel Avenue, Hertel, and they now renamed it, dude, to Hurdle with the DLE, They got you on top of it, and on the back of the sign of you that someone put up there, I'm not making this up. The person wrote, "If you steal this, I hope your kid ends up being a Patriots fan." That is going on right now on Hurdle Avenue. How about that?
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool.
That's Buffalo, right? I mean, they hurdle, and then you're a Patriots fan. Like, that's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. And I freaking love Bills Mafia. They are so energetic and so passionate about the Buffalo Bills. They care about football almost as much as I do. So it's a pleasure to play for them.
It's the pleasure to watch you, my man. They got dogs out there looking at Hurdle Avenue and everything. You know, one of the things, though, that I also think you hurdled for a whole week, and really for like 8 months, was this question of, Josh, just how special is this Chiefs game? How important is this? Like, I asked you, Peter King asked you, Tracy Wolfson asked you, and you were always like, it's another game. It's another game. You had this business face on. It was really impressive. How challenging was that to do that when the question came up over and over?
It's not, for me, it's not challenging because I'm going to say the same thing. Like I know in my heart what I mean what I say too. Like, honestly, like, it was the next game on the schedule, and 2 days ago after the game, I said, I don't know who we're playing next. I honestly didn't. I know we're playing the Green Bay Packers now, and it's Sunday Night Football. But at that moment, like, I don't look ahead to who we're playing in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Like, it's just as much focus and preparation that I can do, you know, within that week, and try to put my best foot forward and help this team win a football game. So, you know, as many questions as there are, they're going to be the same answer. I can promise you that.
I love the way you handle your business, and I love you, dude. You're one of my favorite players in all of sports, but I've told you this before. Dawson Knox is my favorite Bill, and I'm not going to BS you either. I'm going to shoot you straight. My favorite Bill catches the game-winning touchdown pass. It was awesome. I was screaming. I jumped off the couch. Can you take us through that play and that moment, just like from start to finish, because it was badass?
Yeah, so he's on a flag route, which is basically a corner route. And what they were doing, you know, we had motioned Steph across, and they were basically just trying to bracket or double Steph on Diggs. And it was kind of an inside-out release. So the safety and the guy that was covering Dawson got a little mixed up, and they tried to combo it off. And originally, like, I saw it happen, right? And I'm like pointing, and Dawson can't see me. He's got his back to me, and I'm pointing to go inside because there was nobody there. It was like, it was going to be kind of like that Gabe Davis clip last year where he just breaks inside. So I'm pointing inside, and he obviously, like, he's got the corner route. So I'm in the wrong here. He breaks to the corner, and I feel, you know, the other player that was covering Dawson right underneath. And I just felt like he had a step on him, and I just had to get enough arc to get over that DB. And then obviously Dawson breaks away and catches it. And, man, the ups and downs that he's had this year alone, you know, he deserved that one. And like I said after the game, we love him. You know, he's one of our all-time favorites in the locker room. He's one of my best friends, and I've got so much respect and admiration for him, not just as a player, as a person, because he just handles himself in such a high way. And, you know, he is the epitome of what you would want a man to be, honestly. Like, he's someone that you would want to date and marry your daughter. Like, he is, you know, I have the utmost respect for him. So for him to be able to do that and to share that moment with him, it was pretty special.
That is awesome to hear. You know, we in the media and fans, he seems like this likable, jocular guy, but we could never know him like you do. So that is a massive compliment. And, you know, Diggs and Gabe and Isaiah, those guys
Not
are
my
great,
daughter, though.
Like, are you sure? Do you want to make sure you have that on record?
Yes. Yeah, I just want to throw that out there. I love Dawson, but my future daughter, no chance.
Every time that compliment has limits. When Josh has a daughter someday, I would also say maybe not even Dawson's son either. Like, let's just cut off the whole Knox family line, I would think.
Yeah. I love him, though. I love him.
I love him too, man, in my own personal way. You mentioned the locker room afterwards. I saw McDermott, and McDermott was on one. He looked great. He even, like, got bleeped afterwards. Like, what was the locker room scene in Arrowhead? We're going to the bye. We beat the Chiefs. We're flying home. What was it like, man?
I think it wasn't so much the game. I think it was the emotion, the feel of going into a bye week 5-1 and knowing that we've put a good step in the right direction to what we want to accomplish. And obviously the name of the game is getting into the playoffs. Like that's goal number one. Like you can't win the Super Bowl without getting into the playoffs. So going into the bye week 5-1, feeling like we still left a lot out there on the field, getting guys back healthy. We feel in a good place. Obviously, we're not comfortable where we're at. We want to continue to be better and find new ways to be the best versions of ourselves every time we step on that field. So, but early bye week, like I said, get to go off. I'm back in California now, getting to hang out with my fam. It's a fun feeling knowing that your coach has that much trust in you too, where he gives you the entire week off. It's not like that everywhere. But we've got a lot of pros and vets in this locker room that do things the right way and have kind of brought up some of our younger guys. So a lot of respect to Coach McDermott for giving us that respect.
It's huge respect. And you showed some respect before you left the field at Arrowhead too. There was a moment where you just won the game and you headed towards the tunnel, but you saw a kid who was wearing a Bills jersey and you go over to him and you didn't just hand him a ball, but you took the selfie. And then their camera wouldn't work, and she took another selfie. You were so patient and so cool and so generous, and the kid is just obviously trembling. Like, you could have just run off and started celebrating. Why'd you do that?
Again, I remember being that kid. It didn't take more than 35, 40 seconds. I knew I was going to be in the locker room in a second. I knew I was going to be able to celebrate with my teammates in a second. So just wanted to – I saw a sign. I believe it was his birthday, so – gave him the ball. Obviously said, I just want a picture with Josh. So I took a photo with him and I'm walking off and I, give my hat to another kid. So just try to do little things, man. It doesn't take that much to be a good person and to help, brighten somebody's day and make a moment that'll last forever. So I think it's just boils down to, I remember being that kid.
Did you guys go as a family? Would you guys go to NFL games when you were a little kid?
Yeah, we'd go to the Niners games. I went to a handful of them over my lifetime. But like that's my first football memory was at a Niners tailgate. I was playing catch with my dad, and I just told him like, Dad, I really want you to throw this one. Like I'm maybe 5 years old, and it was like one of those tacky rubber balls, right? And sure. He throws this as hard and as far as he can, and I catch it, and my forearms are absolutely just rubbed raw. But there was people in the tailgate that were clapping and going crazy for me because I just made this catch. And like at that moment, I knew like this is what I want to do for my life.
I remember those tacky footballs. They stung, but they were good if you had little hands, and like every kid had them. Going back to the kid you saw.
I literally slept with it. I slept with it every night.
Did you slept with it? We slept with the football?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Do you remember your first interaction with a pro athlete, like with an autograph or something like that kid had with you?
Yeah, I remember. There's a few good, there's a few bad. I remember going to a Giants game and JT Snow took the time to come over and sign a couple balls and high five a few kids, which was really cool. I got a really cool story too about Buster Posey. I don't know if I've told this one on the air yet.
No, what's Posey? I love Posey.
One of my favorite athletes of all time. Obviously, I grew up a Niners, Giants, Warriors fan. I'm in the tunnel, kind of where they go from clubhouse to dugout, and he comes and he signs a ball for me, and I'm so excited. I went to grab the ball, and my thumb had smeared it, so you can barely see. Like you could see the Posey 28, but like the first part, like you could barely see it. And this last year, I went to Nashville to my agency, CAA, and I got to meet Buster Posey's agent. So I told him that story. I get home, 2 days later, I got a baseball bat signed by Buster Posey. So really respect him for doing that. He was, again, one of my all-time favorites. He helped the Giants win in 10, 12, and 14, a couple perfect games, the one with Matt Cain, some no-hitters. So he's got a special resume. He's a Hall of Fame guy. So for him to do that was pretty cool.
That's unbelievable. I thought of all the names, JT Snow and Buster Posey, those are real ones. Like we remember them and the story about the bat. It's just awesome. You never, ever forget that stuff.
Yeah. And I wore, because of what JT Snow did, I wore number 6 in high school for baseball. Like he was one of my favorite. He was the first baseman, and I wanted to wear number 6 because of that interaction that I had with him. It was so cool.
See, that kid in the front row at Arrowhead is going to wear 17. It is a done deal. He will wear 17 in whatever sport he has, and hopefully, nothing gets smeared, so he doesn't have to see your agent years from now. But dude, I love the story. You're on the bye week, so we got to get you to the pool. Lastly, what do you do bye week? Do you do family? Do you do just friends? Like, what's it like for you?
Yeah, it's a little bit different every year. The first couple years, not trying to travel too far, just trying to figure out, what it is. Went to Toronto a couple years. Last year, I went to Florida. This year, came back down to California, getting to see my brother and sister-in-law and their kid. They just had a kid a couple weeks ago. So my first niece that I've ever had, which is really cool. It's really special. Brittany's brother and sister-in-law are going to come down tomorrow night. We're going to have dinner with them. I'm going to have dinner with my sister and brother-in-law Saturday night. So it's just a mixture of a lot of different pieces and family. At the same time, I'm going to go golfing and hang out and shopping with Britt. So we're going to try to do it all. And the best thing in Orange County is the food. It's got some amazing places that we're going to try to hit all of our favorites, which don't know if we're going to have enough days to hit all of them, but we're going to damn try.
Are you going to smash the butter cake at Mastro's Ocean Club?
You absolutely know it. The pretzel bread, I mean,
let's go.
South and Nick's single barrel margaritas.
Let's go.
It's unbelievable.
All right, Josh, last thing. The Josh Allen Film Festival 2022. We have done a movie every year from before Josh was born. He and I both love movies, but we have a huge age difference. Let's bring it up. We have done 5 films: Heat, National Lampoon's Vacation, Shawshank, Groundhog Day, and The Fugitive. This week's film, my friends, from the mid-'80s, a little movie called The Princess Bride that sounds a little bit like this.
Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
It's beautiful. Josh, you watched the film. Your thoughts on 1987's The Princess Bride?
Inconceivable. No,
yeah!
I'll tell you what.
Inconceivable!
I liked it. I didn't love it. I don't fall asleep during movies very often. I fell asleep during this movie. So I know everybody loves it. And I know that there's an aspect of it that it was in the 80s, right? So the production at that time was probably really good. I'm obviously more of a modern film guy. So it moved a little slow for me. I can't give anything over a C. And I know people are going to roast me for that because I looked at, as I was kind of contemplating this, I was like, I looked at the IBMD score. I looked at the Rotten Tomato score, and it's like 97%, 9 out of 10. and so like, I know I'm in the wrong, but that's how I feel. Wasn't my favorite. It is what it is. There was some parts in it that were really good. The fight scenes, those are pretty cool. But I don't know. I lost interest halfway through, and that's not usually a good sign for me. But I think I got a little bit of ADHD, so it takes a lot. It doesn't take a lot for me to lose my concentration, I guess. But yeah, see.
Listen. This is why we do it, Josh. That is your opinion. You're a different generation. The sets are very rudimentary. They're very basic. Some of it is not sophisticated at all. And to anyone who would criticize Josh's review, he's born in 1996. He's got a giant butt bruise from jumping over a Kansas City Chief. All right? Let's give him a little slack. He's entitled to his opinion, right? I mean, come on, Josh. It's fine.
I'm ready for all the comments. I'll defend myself. I feel the way I feel for a reason. And I'm not going to back down from it. It was a C.
Guy's got balls. I love it. But listen, last assignment, and then you got to go. We took this to Twitter again. Josh, I hope you haven't seen this movie. Bring up the poll. We had 4 movies. We did Boogie Nights, Naked Gun, Point Break, and Bloodsport. And it was very close between Point Break and Naked Gun. Have you seen 1991's Point Break?
I have not seen it.
Whew! All right, that's the movie. Josh, you're in for a treat. It's very simple. It's about a quarterback, all right? Quarterback played by our boy Keanu, who decides to become a federal agent and chase bank robbers, and it is so badass. The slogan of the movie is 100% pure adrenaline. You will not fall asleep during this one, I promise.
Okay, I love it. And this isn't the replacements, right? It kind of sounds like Keanu Reeves quarterback.
Okay,
That's
I'm
not
glad you mentioned
different,
that.
right? Okay.
No. You're talking about Shane Falco, which is a highly compromised sort of follow-up, not sequel to Point Break. I'll tell you all
Okay.
about it, but just watch it. It is way better than the replacements. I'm already nervous that you mentioned the replacements, in fact. Just go with it. 1991's
Okay.
Point Break. That's Josh Allen. Josh, jump in the pool. Enjoy the week. You have earned it. I don't give a damn what you think of the Princess Bride. I love you as a person, as a football player. You're the best.
Appreciate you, Kyle. Thanks for having me on. You have a great week. Go Bills.